Hello, and welcome back to another flight review. If you're new here, my name is Jet, and today I'm flying with Icelandair in Saga Class on board both a 737 and a 757 from Helsinki to Seattle. Today's journey starts at the check-in hall of Helsinki Vanta's beautiful and brand new single terminal. The new terminal showcases the best of Finnish design with a mix of wood, plenty of natural light, and gorgeous high ceilings. Check-in counters for each airline are clearly marked, and with a dedicated Saga Class queue, I was able to drop my checked luggage off in minutes. When traveling in Saga Class, you're given access to the Aspire Lounge here at Hell, which I decided to check out after security. It's extremely convenient and just steps away from where security lets you out. The Aspire Lounge features private toilets, espresso machines, and limited beer and wine options. Towards the back, past most of the seating areas, you'll find a cold salad bar, some yogurts, and cold cuts. There's also some bread, and the only hot thing you'll find here is some soup. This definitely isn't as good as the Finnair lounges, but it's perfectly sufficient for today's flight. Plus, it has great windows with some amazing views of the tarmac. Soon, I made my way over to Gate 20 to peek at today's aircraft. Our flight over to Keflavík today is on board a 4-year-old 737 MAX 8 with registration TF-ICP. It features Icelandair's new livery, and I'm still not too sure how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Let me know if you're a fan in the comments down below. Boarding did start a few minutes late, but it wasn't an issue as today's flight wasn't very full. And welcome on board Icelandair's 737 MAX 8, featuring 4 rows of a 2-2 configured business class and a standard 3-3 configured economy. Here's my seat for today, 4F. These seats feature a fully adjustable headrest with a cloth cover, and already waiting was a large pillow with a fabric case and a light blanket. Icelandair's cabin isn't necessarily anything to write home about, but overall it feels very clean, which I guess is a good thing. As expected on a narrowbody, the cabin features individual air nozzles, and taking a look at the rest of the seat, it features a good-sized, adjustable but glossy IFE screen, a USB plug, a coat hook, a literature pocket, and a footrest. Your seat recline button can be found on the outer armrest along with your tray table. Each seat also features a universal power outlet to help you stay charged throughout. Noise-canceling headphones are also passed out to Saga Class passengers prior to takeoff for use during the flight. We soon started our pushback for our 3-hour and 16-minute flight to Keflavík with a moody takeoff out of Helsinki. Saga Class passengers receive a dedicated drinks and snack menu, which we'll look at here. Icelandair is particularly proud of their gin library, so feel free to pause and take a closer look. The meal service kicked off with a choice of beverage and snack. I went for an Icelandic appelsín, which is an orange soda, and with that came these delicious cheese crackers. Quickly after that came my pre-ordered seafood meal all on one tray. It consisted of a beautiful piece of salmon with some veggies and risotto, some bread and whipped butter, a tart for dessert, and some water. Overall, a delicious and more than sufficient hot meal for this quick 3-hour flight. Just prior to landing, our flight attendant came around offering these cute little chocolates. I really loved this thoughtful touch, but wish the chocolates were made in Iceland. And soon after that, we were already starting our descent into beautiful Iceland. I really have nothing but positive things to say about this quick flight. The crew was attentive, the food was great, and although the cabin and seats may look a bit dated, they were extremely comfortable. Also, considering how most other European carriers don't even offer a real intra-European business class, this is certainly a competitive product for mainland Europe to Iceland flights.
Upplýsingar tengiflugur að finna á skjám í flugstöðvarbyggingu. En við vonum að ferðin hafi verið ánægjuleg. Takk fyrir að velja Icelandair og verið þið sæl. Dear passengers, welcome to Iceland. The local time is 25 minutes to 4. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt signs have been switched off. Take care when opening the overhead compartments, as objects may have shifted during the flight. Information on connecting flights can be found on monitors inside the terminal building. So we hope you enjoyed the flight with us. Thank you for choosing Icelandair and have a pleasant day.
Once off the plane in Iceland, I had about an hour and a half to transit. To some, that may seem a bit tight, but since this is literally the name of Icelandair's game, I wasn't too worried. I made my way straight to passport control, where I was greeted by a non-existent line, and passed through in about 5 minutes. After getting through the forced duty-free store, I was already at my next gate about 20 minutes after stepping off my last flight. For those worried about transiting through Keflavík, don't be. Unless there's some horrible delay, you'll be totally fine. Boarding for my next flight soon started, and being on the lower level and a bus gate, the process was a bit crowded and hectic. After a short but scenic bus ride, we all arrived to our remote stand. Everyone floods off the bus, and I joined in on the smushed and crowded rush up the stairs. Making my way down the beautiful glass jet bridge, I was able to see today's aircraft, a 23-year-old 757-200ER with registration TF-FIK. And welcome on board Icelandair 757-200. Entering through the L2 door, you're greeted by a friendly flight attendant with a 3-3 configured economy class to the right and a 2-2 configured Saga Class to the left. And here's my seat for today, which features the same adjustable headrest in addition to an amenity kit, the same fluffy pillow, and a heavier, more substantial blanket. Also waiting at my seat was a bottle of Icelandic water. And this seat, although older, is pretty much the same as the last seat, with a few tweaks such as the USB location. The armrest features a hard surface for drinks as well as a little fold-out tray for more drinks. Boarding finished 10 minutes late, and then we were on our way to Seattle with a flight time of 7 hours and 22 minutes. About 35 minutes after takeoff, the meal service kicked off again with a choice of beverage and the same delicious cheese crackers. But for the main meal this time, a tablecloth was provided with Icelandair branding. And surprise! My pre-ordered seafood meal was almost exactly the same as the meal I just had. But in addition to the same entree, there was a turkey side salad, a piece of bread with butter, as well as a cheesecake and a Pepsi Max to drink. I'm pescatarian, so when pre-ordering a seafood meal, I guess I expected it to be the same as when you pre-order a seafood meal on an Asian carrier, meaning no part of the meal contains meat. But I was wrong, so I was a bit disappointed I couldn't eat the side salad. Also, given that Icelandair's business model is connecting North America to Europe via Iceland, I didn't expect to have the same main back-to-back. I also had the same main on the way over to Europe, so I had this entree a total of 3 times within 7 days. About an hour and a half before landing, we were offered a pre-landing snack, which was even more salmon, with the dressing. The presentation was nice, but at this point I was a bit salmoned out. A majority of the flight was uneventful and peaceful, which is all you can really ask for. The crew on this flight wasn't as out and about as the previous crew from Helsinki, but they were still very nice. I'd compare Icelandair Saga Class to more of a premium economy product than a true business class on their North America to Iceland routes, and their prices often reflect that. But for their Iceland to mainland Europe flights, I'd definitely say Saga Class is a worthy and fair opponent to other intra-European business class products. As I mentioned earlier, the hard product may appear a bit dated even when it's new, but regardless, it is of course still very comfortable and miles above an economy class seat. The soft product is sufficient on both segment types, but I wouldn't hesitate to fly another carrier in premium economy if it was the same class or cheaper. Overall, if priced competitively, I'd definitely say Saga Class is worth it. I'm excited to see what Icelandair does to their hard and soft product with the introduction of their A321neos, but I'm also not holding my breath.
Farþegar verið öll velkomin til Seattle. Klukkuna hér vantar 14 mínútur í 6. Vinsamlegast sitið með sætisbeltin spennt þar til slökktu verið á sætisbeltaljósum. Við biðjum ykkur að opna farangurshól varlega þar sem farangur gæti hafa færst til. Upplýsingar tengiflug að finna á skjámi í flugstöðarbyggingu. Þau ykkar sem haldið ferð ykkar áfram með öðru flugfélagi þurfum við að taka farangurinn ykkar hér á flugvellinum og fara með hann í gegnum tollskoðun. Og þetta á við jafnvel þótt farangur hafi verið innritaður beint á áfangastað. Við vonum að ferðin hafi verið ánægjuleg. Takk fyrir að velja Iceland.
Thank you all so much for watching another one of my flight reviews. If this is your first time here, please be sure to give my other videos a watch. I have some exciting trips coming up, like Porter Reserve, Singapore Airlines' longest flight, and Air Canada in Signature Class, and I can't wait to share them with you. Please be sure to subscribe if you aren't already so you know when I post, and follow me on Instagram as I post stories frequently there too. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.